What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into another Victory Monday edition of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's episode number 705, presented by the city of Vineland. It's your boy KB coming at you to get your week started right. The NFL regular season has come to a close. It's playoff time where the big boys come to play. The Eagles know their opponent. They know their start time, and it's about to get wild card weekend on the horizon. We're going to dive into everything from this Eagles win over the Giants, get into the NFL playoff picture, the bracket, what it's looking like, what the matchups are, and see what the path to New Orleans is for Super Bowl 59. We'll also talk a little Flyers and Sixers as well. But before we get into everything, make sure you guys are following us on the socials at Underground PHI. It's playoff time. We go crazy, and we're going bigger and better than ever for this NFL postseason. You won't want to miss out on any of our content, so be sure to follow us on the socials. Just search Underground Sports Philadelphia, and you can follow me on Twitter at KBIZZL311, on Instagram and Threads at KBIZZLE11. You can also check me out on TikTok, my personal YouTube, which has a bit of an announcement coming in the near future that you won't want to miss, but at Underground PHI across the board as well. Follow us on the socials. Subscribe to the pod, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave a 5-star review. It goes a long way for helping this show continue to grow, helps more people find Underground Sports Philadelphia and our entire network of podcasts. Leave a 5-star review. Subscribe. Be a friend. Tell a friend. And we're super close to hitting a new subscriber milestone on Apple and Spotify, so continue to subscribe. And subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. That is where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, full video episodes of every show on our network, clips, shorts, live streams, original video content. It is all on our YouTube channel. We are 15 subscribers away from 900. Can we get there this week? That would be so badass. Let's hit the 900 subscriber mark this week. 15 more of you just need to hit that subscribe button, which then means we're on the countdown to 1,000. Leave a like on the video, drop a comment in the comment section, and of course, ring that bell icon so you know whenever new videos go live. And this show is proudly presented by the City of Vineland, and the City of Vineland Municipal Calendar features city-organized, city-sponsored, and city-affiliated events that are of public interest. The calendar, which is accessible at vinelandcity.org, is a good way for residents and visitors to build awareness, remain engaged with city government, and participate in local events. You can also follow the City of Vineland on social media via their Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube pages. And if you're listening to this today on January 6, 2025, City Hall is closed due to this impending snowstorm, which you would also be able to find on the municipal calendar. But follow the City of Vineland on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And through all these tools, you can stay connected to the community and get important announcements about programs and services offered by the city, Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast.
I'm Mayor Anthony Finucci. If you're looking for the right location, think Vineland, New Jersey. Our pro-business approach is supported by financial incentives, workforce development programs, and other resources which can give your business a competitive edge. Whether you're starting a new business or expanding to new markets, our business environment, infrastructure, accessibility, and quality of life make Vineland an ideal location. More information about how we can help your business grow can be found at vinelandcity.org. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
Ladies and gentlemen, Boys and girls, it is another Victory Monday for your Philadelphia Eagles. We had 14 Victory Mondays in 2024 season. And that's just the regular season, baby, because you know we're going to have some playoff Victory Mondays as well. 14 regular season Victory Mondays ties a franchise record for most wins in a season, along with those 2022 Philadelphia Eagles that ended up going to the big game as well. Victory Monday is the best, and it's even better when you've got an ice-cold Kenwood Beer to crack open and enjoy another Philadelphia Eagles win as we get set for the postseason. Kenwood Beer, the official beer partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's a refreshing light beer, just 4.1% ABV, 120 calories, just 8 grams of carbs. Go to kenwoodbeer.com, see where you can find Kenwood Beer on tap or in your local liquor stores in the following markets: Philadelphia, New Jersey, Delaware, Pittsburgh, and Maryland. Again, kenwoodbeer.com. Use the Kenny Finder. Must be 21 or older to do so. And, of course, please drink responsibly. Kenwood Beer, the official Victory Monday beer of Underground Sports Philadelphia. The Eagles do the damn thing with the backups, who a bunch of them looked very impressive in this game, namely Tanner McKee doing the damn thing as the Eagles finish off this regular season at 14-3, defeat the New York Giants 20-13. The Giants go 0-6 in the NFC East for the first time in franchise history. They have now endured their worst season in franchise history, courtesy of the Eagles, during their 100th season. So congratulations, you accomplished something this year to the New York Giants. Tanner McKee's awesome. Tanner McKee's awesome. He's a dream guest for Harrison on the show this year. Would love to have Tanner after this whirlwind of like 2 weeks that he's had. He goes 27 of 41, 269 yards passing and 2 touchdowns in this game. Hits Jahan Dotson for 7 catches, 94 yards. In a game where nobody of true like postseason importance across the board was active for the most part. You know, Jordan Davis played, Milton Williams played, Cam Jurgens and Mekhi Becton played the first quarter. Like, you obviously have guys who are going to play because you can't bench 53 guys. But when you play a game without Jalen Hurts for a third consecutive week, pretty much, when you play a game without A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, when you play a game without Saquon Barkley, when you play a game without pretty much your entire starting secondary, when you play a game with Zach Bond out of the lineup, when you play a game with Jalen Carter out of the lineup, and the Eagles still looked like the better football team against most of the New York Giants starters, a kudos and a tip of the hat to Howie Roseman for assembling a team that has so much talented depth that in any moment you had guys who were able to step up in a game and still win a game that had no impending meaning on your season. It was amazing. I was genuinely impressed by Tanner McKee. Will Shipley ran the ball decently, 10 carries in this one for 32 yards. Jahan Dotson made some awesome catches, and I think that's a wonderful sign for the playoffs. Dallas Goedert looked good in his return, caught 4 catches for 55 yards. Ainias Smith looked pretty good in this game as well. Scored his first career touchdown. E.J. Jenkins made his first career catch, which was his first career touchdown. Oren Burks led the team in tackles. Keely Ringo was fantastic in this game. Jordan Davis looked great. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. looked awesome. Avonte Maddox had a strong game. Isaiah Rodgers was great when he was in the game. Sidney Brown gets the game-sealing interception. Isaiah Rodgers was pretty awesome on kick return, which was awesome. Jake Elliott missed a field goal. The wind was out there. I'm not too concerned. I know a lot of people are concerned about Jake Elliott. I just can't feed into that. But a lot of bright spots in a game where you were kind of just showcasing your depth talent. And the guy stepped up in a big way and you tie a franchise record. Jeffrey Lurie records his 300th career win as Eagles owner, which is just a spectacular feat in and of itself. To get 300 wins when he's been the owner since 1994 is pretty darn awesome. And you look at Nick Sirianni now in 4 completed regular seasons as head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. He has a 48-20 record. The Philadelphia Eagles, the team that everyone wanted to criticize the coaches. Everyone wanted to criticize Nick Sirianni for just not being a good coach, quote unquote. Everyone wanted to say that he just did not have what it takes to be a head coach. Nick Sirianni has gone from 9-8 in 2021 to 14-3, a division title, a conference championship, and a Super Bowl appearance in 2022. 11-6 in 2023, and in 2024, 14-3, division champs once again, and gearing up for another postseason run. Nick Sirianni's never missed the postseason as head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. 48-20. I believe he becomes the third head coach in NFL history to have multiple 14-win seasons as a head coach, joining Andy Reid and Bill Belichick. I tried to tell everyone weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks ago that Nick Sirianni was the truth. He wins games. He is a phenomenal head coach. People didn't want to listen. People just, they stayed skeptical. I hope everybody is reaping and sowing their dumb words about Nick Sirianni, because the dude wins. I couldn't be happier that he's our head coach. You look at the stability the Eagles have had at the head coaching position. Sure, last year was rocky, but guess what? That's last year. We're not sitting here as a team that's going through a coaching carousel year over year, worrying about who's going to lead our team, worrying about who's going to be calling plays, worrying about what players are going to be on this roster. The stability from the top down, it starts with Jeffrey Lurie, goes down to Howie Roseman, to Nick Sirianni, to his coordinators, to Big Dom, to the players, to the staff, to the cafeteria workers, to the trainers, to everybody in that building. The stability that this organization has had year over year over year has been nothing short of impressive and just spectacular, and the model of what you want your franchise to be. And as we gear up for another postseason, everything is on the table for this team. This team was 2 plays away from being 16-1. They truly lost 1 game this year. Sure, the record will reflect 14-3. A couple mistakes shot themselves in the foot. They could have been 16-1 this year. If the Eagles get the job done and climb the mountaintop once again like they did in 2017, this could genuinely go down as one of, if not the greatest Eagles team we've ever seen. A 2,000-yard rusher. 2 all-world wide receivers. The best offensive line in football. The highest graded offensive player in the NFL is your left tackle. A defense that was littered with young talent with no real expectation, stepping up and being the number 1 defense in the NFL pretty much week over week over week since week 5. This team knows what's at hand. They know what they want to accomplish, and they play as a team. There's a lot of teams that are going into this playoff that play non-team football, that don't have the talent to go toe-to-toe with a team like the Eagles. And I'm just very excited for this postseason because I think a lot of people talked a lot of shit about this Eagles team all year long. And they have kind of just blocked out the noise, kept going business as usual. And they have really, really set the tone for what they can accomplish this year. And now that the regular season's come to a close, it's a whole new season. It's a whole new season for this team that starts on Sunday at 4:30 Eastern Time at Lincoln Financial Field. And the benefit of this team, when you look at the teams that are in the NFC playoffs, and you look at the teams that are in the playoffs in general, not many coaches have playoff experience like Nick Sirianni does. Sure, Andy Reid, 100%, has playoff experience, has Super Bowl experience. Sure, Sean McVay has a Super Bowl to his name. John Harbaugh, sure. Mike Tomlin, sure. But you look at the rest of the coaches. You know, Todd Bowles, of course. But I feel good about the experience factor that this Eagles team has going into the playoffs, and the guys that have not been there have guys around them to help them, like, gain that experience throughout this week. And the report comes out from CBS today before the game that Jalen Hurts went through Saturday's walkthrough. He's poised to be back for the playoffs. That's a great sign. I'm excited for Jalen to be back. And this team proved a lot to you over the past couple of weeks, going out and winning games despite not having their franchise quarterback, seeing what you have in guys like Kenny Pickett and Tanner McKee, seeing what your depth on this roster has just in case of emergency. I have been very impressed over the past couple weeks with this team, and I don't care who they're playing. Regardless, you're playing NFL rosters. And to me, this team has what it takes to get to that mountaintop again. And they just have to continue playing the way that they have, smash mouth, in-your-face football. Let opponents kind of try to make you do something, because the Eagles have an answer for it. You want to make Jalen throw the ball? A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are going to make plays happen. Dallas Goedert's back, along with Grant Calcaterra, Jahan Dotson. Saquon Barkley's not afraid to run for 100-plus yards all over your face. I love the versatility of this team. This defense has been unbelievable this year. It's go time, baby. Nothing like the playoffs. And a nice little 4:30 Sunday kickoff time to get the blood flowing, the super wild card weekend at the Link. Nothing better. Nothing better. And I mean, the playoff picture, the Eagles will be playing the Green Bay Packers on Sunday. And it's going to be absolute scenes for what is poised to be an amazing, amazing postseason. And you look at, the matchups. This is your wild card weekend schedule. Saturday, 4:30 Eastern Time on CBS and Paramount Plus. It's the Chargers and the Texans in Houston. And then 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Amazon Prime, it's the Steelers and the Ravens. Sunday at 1 p.m., it's Broncos-Bills. 4:30, it's Packers-Eagles. And 8 Eastern on NBC, it's Washington and Tampa Bay. And then on Monday night, it's Vikings-Rams. I like the way things go for the Eagles. 4:30 on Sunday's fantastic. Perfect time slot for this game. And just like your regular season got started this year against Green Bay, air quotes for the people just listening on audio, at home, your postseason gets started against Green Bay. This time, truly at home. We're going from Sao Paulo to South Philly. I'm so excited, guys. Postseason football is where the real fandom comes to life, where the sickos and the diehards and the true just ether of football fandom comes to the forefront. And after watching Sunday Night Football and the Vikings and the Lions battling it out for the 1 seed, battling it out for the NFC East title, it taught me one thing watching that game. It taught me one thing that I needed to know, and that is the Eagles are the best team in the NFC, and quite frankly, they might be the best team in the NFL this year. Now, does that guarantee anything? Absolutely not. But the Eagles, top to bottom talent-wise, top to bottom coaching-wise, top to bottom franchise-wise, best team in the league this year. Hands down. And I'm excited for this playoff journey. I'm not nervous, but it's like those like anxiety jitters you get, thinking about what next Sunday is going to be like at 4:30 down at the Link. And it just gets you excited for what's to come for this team, because this team works so hard. This team puts in so much time, effort, and just overall like morale and vibe to making sure they accomplish the ultimate goal, and that is obviously to be Super Bowl champions. But this team has just been so likable. And this team has given you so much to root for. And it's crazy to think about how this team has really adorned themselves to Philadelphia right after franchise legends have hung up the cleats. This team has attached themselves to us so quickly after Jason Kelce and Fletcher Cox hang up the cleats. So quickly after Brandon Graham unfortunately goes down with a season-ending injury. And the final member of that core four on the active roster is Lane Johnson, who has been an absolutely unbelievable human for this team for years and an unbelievable player, not only this year, but forever. It is nuts that we have been able to just so quickly embrace and enjoy and love this Eagles team. And this team has been so special. They've done so much. They've proven that last year was a fluke, that it was just an outlier to what the Philadelphia Eagles brand is, what the Philadelphia Eagles culture is. And I'm so excited for them to be on national stage after national stage after national stage, starting with Kevin Burkhardt and Tom Brady next Sunday at 4:30 on Fox. To just silence the haters. Prove the doubters wrong. So many people forget that this Eagles team already beat the Packers in a different hemisphere, in a different country, on a different day of the week. And yet here we are as the postseason begins. A new round to showcase excellence. And we're faced with a familiar foe. And I couldn't be more excited. You look at the Green Bay Packers. Jair Alexander is out for the season, unfortunately. And you never want to see opponents get injured. Christian Watson, unfortunately, goes down with a non-contact knee injury in today's game for the Packers against the Bears. Jordan Love gets dinged up in that game as well. The best part about this Eagles-Giants game on Sunday was that the Eagles left with no injuries. They're getting their franchise quarterback back from a concussion. They're going into the postseason healthy. That's rare. It's rare. And here we go. once again, another playoff journey under the direction of Nick Sirianni and under the leadership of Jalen Hurts. I'm ready to run through a brick wall right now. Ugh. I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped, guys. Playoff football, it gives you chills. Thinking about what this team has been able to accomplish since September down in Brazil. An early bye week, being 2-2 coming out of the bye, beating the Cleveland Browns and people calling for Nick Sirianni to be fired after he shaves his head. And then going on an absolute nuclear run of winning and winning and winning and winning. And then your franchise quarterback gets targeted, no penalty flag called, hit in the head, suffers a concussion, has been out for effectively 3 games. And you have a young legend, a young fan, a player who grew up rooting for the Donovan McNabbs, for the Brian Westbrooks, watched Nick Foles carry this team to victory before his NFL journey began, and carries you to victory against your arch rival, to clinch the division, to be named NFC East champions once again, to dethrone the current division champion, and lock up the number 2 seed. And then you have a homegrown talent, a player you drafted that you believed in, to utilize a draft pick on, to continue this quarterback factory mantra that you've set out for yourself. Lead you to victory against another division rival. Make sure that they finish with a franchise worst record. Make sure that they finish winless in the division this year. And to make sure you finish tying a franchise record for wins in a season. It's been an unbelievable regular season. I genuinely cannot wait for Sunday. It's going to be a long week. But I fully believe in this team to prove every single doubter, hater, radio caller, radio host, national media talking head absolutely wrong. I can't wait. I'm so pumped. That Eagles breakdown was brought to you by our friends over at 47 Brand. You guys see me if you're watching on YouTube. I'm wearing the 47 Brand hat right now. 47 is truly the best in the game when it comes to headwear, when it comes to that vintage look of your favorite sports team's apparel. 47 Brand's got you covered. Shop for your favorite sports fan, whether it be the NFL, MLB, NHL, NBA, NASCAR, college sports, Premier League even. 47 Brand's got you covered. Use our link in the description and get free shipping on all orders when you shop with our friends at 47 Brand, and join the 47 family today. Again, use our link in the description, shop everything for your favorite sports fan, and get free shipping on all orders when you use our link in the description and join the 47 family today. Let's go around the NFL, look at the final week of this regular season, and look at the playoff schedule. We did a little glimpse into it, but around the NFL brought to you by our friends at Paramount Plus. Guys, the NFL playoffs are here, and you don't want to miss a single second of the action. Paramount Plus is the place to go for the NFL playoffs. Stream the NFL playoffs on CBS Live and on Paramount Plus. Check your local listings. Check out the matchups. The Nickelodeon broadcast also going to be on Paramount Plus and CBS. But again, check your local listings and don't miss a second of the NFL postseason, including the AFC Championship Game live on Paramount Plus. Use our link in the description and get started today. Sign up for Paramount Plus so you don't miss a single second of the NFL postseason on CBS Live and Paramount Plus. Once again, check your local listings. Sign up for Paramount Plus using our link in the description today. Final week of this regular season has come and gone. And on Saturday, the Ravens clinched the AFC North and beat the Browns 35-10. The Bengals kept their postseason hopes alive for a morsel of a second, beating the Steelers 19-17. The Panthers beat the Falcons in overtime 44-38. The Texans beat the Titans 23-14. Our Eagles beat the Giants 20-13. The Colts win in overtime against the Jaguars 26-23. The Commanders take down the Cowboys 23-19. The Bears win on a walk-off field goal for the first time since 2018. They beat the Packers 24-22, which sent the Packers to Philadelphia. The Buccaneers take down the Saints 27-19. The Patriots take down the Bills 23-16 and fire their head coach Gerard Mayo after one season. The Chargers beat the Raiders 34-20. The Cardinals wallop the 49ers in the desert 47-24. The Broncos shut out the Chiefs 38-0. The Seahawks beat the Rams 30-25. The Jets take down the Dolphins 32-20, and the Lions silence the Vikings 31-9. And that was your Week 18 round out. So this is how the NFL standings look as the regular season has come to a close. The Bills finish 13-4. The Dolphins go 8-9. The Jets go 5-12. Excuse me. The Patriots go 4-13. The Chiefs go 15-2. The Chargers go 11-6. The Broncos go 10-7. Three teams in the AFC West make the playoffs. The Raiders finish 4-13. The Ravens go 12-5 to win the AFC North. The Steelers finish out 10-7. They're in the playoffs. The Bengals go 9-8. The Browns go 3-14. The Texans go 10-7. They're the only team from the AFC South going to the postseason. The Colts go 8-9. The Jaguars go 4-13, and the Titans are on the clock. They have the number 1 overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. They finish 3-14. The Eagles go 14-3. The Commanders go 12-5 and are headed to the playoffs. The Cowboys finish 7-10. The Giants go 3-14. The Rams win the NFC West and finish 10-7. The Seahawks go 10-7 and miss out on the playoffs. The Cardinals go 8-9. The 49ers go 6-11. The Lions finish 15-2. The number 1 seed in the NFC. They win the NFC North for a second straight season. The Vikings are now the 5 seed, finish 14-3. They will be headed to LA to take on the Rams. The Packers finish 11-6, and the Bears go 5-12. And the Buccaneers win the NFC South. They finish 10-7. The Falcons go 8-9. The Panthers go 5-12, and the Saints go 5-12. I do want to look and see Eagles' score differentials here and points allowed, 303. And the Eagles, I love it. The Eagles finished with the best points against in the NFC, and they finished with the second best in the NFL behind the Chargers. That's pretty cool. And they finished with an awesome point differential of 160. Plus 160, the Eagles score differential this season. What was the Chargers? The Chargers are 101. So a much better score differential and just 2 points more there for the Eagles compared to the Chargers. And I think the Lions will finish with the best score differential in the NFL as they go 564 minus 342. Yeah, 222. And I think the Chiefs, or no, the Bills, I'm sorry. 525 minus 368, 157. Eagles finish with a better score differential than the Bills. That's pretty dope. I do want to check that, actually. NFL score differential. Let's see. Every team point differential. Yeah, so the Eagles finished with the second best score differential in the NFL this year, just behind the Lions. They finished better than the Bills, the Packers, the Broncos, the Chargers, the Vikings, and Eagles and Lions, only teams with 160 or better in the score differential department. That's pretty cool. And the Eagles do it with the second best points allowed total in the NFL of 303, and that's sick. Chargers and Eagles only ones to finish below. The next closest was the Broncos at 311, Chiefs at 326, Vikings at 332. So that's pretty awesome. Pretty cool. And as we get set for the postseason, this is our postseason schedule. Like I had mentioned a little bit earlier, the Chargers head to Houston to take on the Texans on Saturday at 4:30. That game is on CBS and Paramount Plus. Steelers-Ravens is at 8 p.m. in Baltimore on Amazon Prime. The Broncos and Bills in Buffalo at 1 p.m. on Sunday. That is on CBS and Paramount Plus. The Packers and Eagles are at 4:30 Eastern on Sunday on Fox. And then the Commanders are at the Buccaneers at 8 Eastern on NBC for Sunday Night Football. And then Monday Night Football, Vikings-Rams in LA at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And our Around the NFL brought to you by Paramount Plus. Don't miss a second of the NFL postseason. Exclusively on Paramount Plus is that AFC Championship game. So don't miss out. I'm excited that the Eagles are playing on Sunday because the Philadelphia Wings have a game on Saturday at 1 p.m. and the Flyers have a 7 p.m. Puck drop. So I'm glad that the lots will be a little less chaotic on Saturday. I'm excited. The postseason's here, guys. The postseason is here. Let's go. We'll do a little quick hits here as it's a very heavy NFL show. You know, the Eagles, they're going to the playoffs. They beat the Giants. The Cowboys and 49ers aren't in the playoffs. It's a beautiful thing. But before we do some quick hits, leave us a voicemail. Speakpipe.com/Underground Sports Philadelphia. I will react to every single voicemail that's left on our voicemail line. It's open 24/7, 365. So leave us a voicemail. Give me your thoughts on this matchup coming up against the Packers in the wild card round. Your excitement levels, your nervous levels. All I have to say about if you're nervous is if you're scared, get a dog. And leave me a voicemail about any other team as well. Speakpipe.com/Underground Sports Philadelphia. And I do have an awesome announcement here on the show. Coming up on Wednesday's show, because I'll be recording with him this week, joining us on a guest appearance, joining us as a guest on Underground Sports Philadelphia, is newly acquired Phillies pitcher Aaron Combs. Harrison and I talked about him on the pod. I tweeted at him that we had just talked about him and how excited we are that he's in Philly. Would love to have him on the show. And within a matter of about an hour and a half or so, we had him scheduled, booked, and ready to rock and roll. So Aaron Combs will be on Underground Sports Philadelphia on Thursday's show. When you guys are listening, it'll be Thursday. So get ready, get pumped. Aaron Combs on the pod. He's about to be a friend of the program, and I'm stoked to have another Phillies player join us on the show. I'm excited for his career trajectory and where he is looking to go, and he's going to fit right in Philadelphia. I'll tell you that much. He is going to fit right in with this team, and he's sick. He's so sick, and I'm pumped for him to be on this team. He's going to be a part of the Jersey Shore Blue Claws this year. Might have to make my way to Jersey Shore this summer and watch Aaron Combs pitch, because he's the homie now. He's a homie. He's a certified friend of the pod as soon as he hops on our recording day. So looking forward to Aaron Combs joining us on Underground Sports Philadelphia. Set your alarms. Thursday show, Aaron Combs on the program. Also, I know it's been a while since the newsletter has dropped. The holidays just got crazy. My schedule got crazy. I got back to my day job finally. The newsletter will be back. I promise you that. Promise you that. And then I made a New Year's content resolution for myself to just be better and more cognizant of growth. And I'll be posting a YouTube short on the main Underground Sports Philadelphia channel and my personal YouTube channel every single day this year, which hopefully just carries over and continues to be a thing for years and years to come. But me posting on my personal channel got me thinking of what I can do with my channel. And my personal channel is very influenced by the morning meeting with John Boy and kind of just the building of a company. And I thought, what better way than for me to kind of just, pay homage to something that has influenced me so much. So I've been thinking of starting my own, in conjunction with the newsletter, a companion podcast / show. I'm not exactly what I'm going to call it just yet because it will be on YouTube. I'll have audio for it, but it will live on my personal YouTube channel. It will be a podcast on our network. It will just be on my personal channel because it's a little bit different than what we kind of do. But I have that in the works. That's also going to be coming pretty soon, which I'm excited about because I can kind of just be free-flowing, talk about what it's like building a company from the ground up with no financial backing, like some of these big companies get, whether it be investors or whatever, what have you, somebody to purchase equity, which I don't think I would ever do per se, but you never know. And just kind of looking at how other creators are growing and how the world of digital media and creation is flowing in 2025 and beyond, and what we have to do to kind of stay ahead of the curve. So if you're into that sort of thing, let me know. Whether you leave a comment in the comment section, DM me on social media, leave me a voicemail, and let me know if you're interested, and I'll send you the link so that you can check it out once it drops. But enough jibber jabbering. We'll talk a little Sixers basketball here, brought to you by our friends over at FOCO. That's right, guys. FOCO, the leaders in forever collectibles. They've got some of the coolest Sixers gear around. They've been dropping stuff for Sixers fans recently, including their overalls, the Joel Embiid Big Head bobblehead, the Sherpa plush throw blanket, which is my personal favorite item that they have released so far for the Sixers. We have the curated shopping list, so you can check out all the new Sixers items from our friends at FOCO. Check out all the items. Link is in the description. Start shopping. Gear up for this Sixers run that they've been going on. Nice little road trip they had as they head home to kick things off at home for a little bit as you guys are listening to this. But gear up with our friends at FOCO. Check out all of their officially licensed merchandise and collectibles from the NBA, the NHL, NFL, MLB, college sports, WWE, the whole 9 yards. FOCO has you covered. And check out those awesome bobbleheads because those are beautiful. Use our link in the description and update your forever collectibles and memorabilia today with our friends at FOCO. And we thank FOCO for being a proud partner of the podcast. Sixers finish up their road trip that started on Christmas Day when they beat the Celtics. They beat the Jazz. They beat the Trailblazers. They lost to the Kings on New Year's Day in a gross game that they should have won. Then they get absolutely shit kicked by the Warriors on Thursday. But then on Saturday, they take it to the Nets, 123-94, go 4-2 on this road trip. Right, 4-2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4-2 on the road trip. I would have loved 5-1, but 4-2, I'll take it for where this team is. When you have the Suns, Wizards, Pelicans coming into town for the next 3, they're sitting at 14-19. They're tied even with the Bulls in the loss column. So they're a game back of the Bulls, 2 games back of the Pistons, 2.5 back of the Pacers and Hawks, and 3 back of the Heat and the Bucks. And the Heat are kind of imploding a little bit. We'll see what happens with Jimmy Butler, but Sixers kind of finding a groove here, hitting a nice part in the schedule. And I think Suns, Wizards, Pelicans is even more beautiful for that. I brought this up with Harrison. I'm not fully back in on this team. They have a lot to do to fully draw me back in. But I like what I saw on the road trip outside of that Kings game. The Kings game was like, ugh, what are we doing? But good road trip. I need to see more, though. You know? It's like one of those things that they take 2 steps forward, but sometimes take like 2.5 steps back. They got to be a lot more consistent. They just got to be confident and kind of just like they're playing with this weight on their shoulders because they dug themselves such a deep hole to start the year. They just got to play free and loose at this point, because I think if they start doing that, this team will be a lot better, because I think they're playing too much in their own heads, knowing that they're so far down in the standings at this point in the year, which is not the norm for them. And they just have to take it one game at a time. They can't play with like the weight of the city on their shoulders. Otherwise, they're just going to implode. So there's a lot to figure out for this team still. I still have hope for them to kind of turn the tide. Am I thinking the play-in is possible now? Yes. But again, that's not the standard. You want them to be better than the play-in. Do they have a chance to win a championship this year? They still got a lot of upgrades they got to do at a lot of positions. So it is an interesting dichotomy of where this team is right now, but they're swinging the pendulum back to me being kind of just like neutral on them for this year, because they are still very negative for overall, but we'll see where it goes. Good road trip, though. Good road trip. We'll wrap up with the Flyers. It is brought to you by our awesome merch partners at PHI Apparel Company. If you guys want to stand out in the crowd, gearing up for this Eagles playoff run, gearing up for the Flyers, the Sixers, spring training right around the corner. Spring training is like a month away. It's crazy. PHI Apparel Company is the place to go for all of their unique designs to help you stand out in the crowd, including official Underground Sports Philadelphia podcast merch. You can rep Underground Sports Philadelphia in shirt form and hoodie form. And when you do, go to phiapparel.co, fill up your cart, and use code Underground at checkout for 10% off your next merch order. That's code Underground for 10% off your next merch order at phiapparel.co. The Flyers, since we last podcasted, they lose to the Golden Knights on Thursday, 5-2 in Vegas. They lose tonight in overtime, I believe it was. Is it not in overtime? I thought it was in overtime. No, I guess it was regulation. They lose in regulation 3-2 to the Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't know why I thought it was overtime. I'm double checking because I could have sworn I got an update that it happened in overtime. I could be wrong though, everybody. I could be wrong. It is kind of late at night here. Yeah, it was in overtime. It's just not showing up where I have it. That's annoying. The Flyers lose 3-2 in overtime, so they do get a point in this game, which is nice. I had them, or Harrison had them losing both games. They did lose, but they do pick up a point, so they stay behind the Blue Jackets for now by 1 point. I again, the goaltending for this team is kind of the Achilles heel. They need to figure something out because it does not get easier per se until towards like mid to end of the month. But they need to figure out the goaltending a lot because that's been a problem almost all year. And you can only do so much as well. And I think a lot of it is also like the defense needs to step up in front of your goalies. Like, you have a deficiency at the goaltender position. You need to be able to have your defense step up in front of your goalie and make plays and prevent pucks going in the net. But you get back at it in Philadelphia on Tuesday against the Maple Leafs, so you get a little revenge type game there. And I like that you kept it close. Like, the Maple Leafs are one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference this year, if not the best, based on points. 54. Like, they're up there with the Capitals, the Devils, the Panthers. They're a good team. So to take it to overtime, 3-2. Scott Lawton scored in this game. I love Scott Lawton. Who else scored for the Flyers? Forster, who's been an absolute menace this season. What are his overall stats? Tyson Forster. Like, he's got 19 points in 39 games. He's been scoring at a decent clip for this team. You know, every time you look at, score alerts, it's Tyson Forster's name next to that score. So, big one there. Noah Cates, Couturier get the assists, and Rasmus Ristolainen got 2 assists in this one. And it's not that Fedotov was bad in this game. An 880 save percentage is quality from him. But you got to be better when you're playing the bigger competition. And, one mistake can lead to a goal, and that's kind of what it was. The Flyers let up a goal in this one, and that's all she wrote, pretty much. Let's see here. They let up. Where is the? Here we go. Yeah, I mean, they let up a goal in the first period that was pretty much the story of the game. It was 2-1. Flyers tied up in the second. They go scoreless in the third, and then who sealed it? And then Riley puts it away in overtime. But you got to be more on top of things in that first period. You had a 1-0 lead, kind of let that slip away, and then it was almost instantly. And you just got to be better. And this team is fully capable of being better. But again, you got to tell yourself, you got to think in your brains, it's year one of the rebuild. Year one of the rebuild. And we're already seeing the potential in this team, and that's why it frustrates you when they lose, because you see the potential that this team has to be competitive and to be great, and they just have to fix the little things and figure out goaltending, and they will be a force to be reckoned with. So, looking forward to some more Flyers talk with Harrison. But again, a reminder, Aaron Combs on the pod on Thursday. So don't miss it. I'm very excited to talk to Aaron. Closing out a College World Series has got to be an experience like no other. And like we mentioned on the show, he reminds me of like a Jeff Hoffman, of an Orion Kerkering for this team that can come in kind of under the radar and provide great back end of the bullpen depth. He's closed in a big situation before. Granted, it's not Major League Baseball stage, but the College World Series is nothing to joke about. So I'm excited for him to join us and to talk with him and hopefully, kindle a very fun relationship with Underground Sports Philadelphia and Aaron Combs. So set your reminders, hit that subscribe button, and don't miss out on the Aaron Combs interview. That's all I got for you guys on this one. We're gearing up for a rematch with the Packers. Get your Philly cheese, your cream cheese heads ready. It's time to shred some cheese, baby. Make sure you guys are following us on the socials at Underground PHI across the board. We're on every social platform. You can follow me at KBIZZL311 on Twitter, KBIZZLE11 on Instagram, Threads. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm on YouTube. I'm on everything. So you can follow me as well. Subscribe to the podcast, please. There's so many of these big name doofuses out there that you're giving support to. And yet, you know me personally. You can support me too. Subscribe to the podcast. Apple, Spotify. Leave a 5-star review. Subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, where we are only 115 subscribers away from 1,000. Let's make that happen this month, guys. Let's make that happen this month. YouTube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. Leave a like on the video. Drop a comment in the comment section. Click that bell icon so you know whenever new videos go live. And of course, guys, this show is proudly presented by the city of Vineland. And whether you're a company looking to expand, relocate, or you're a new business startup, selecting the right location is critical to your success. Vineland, New Jersey offers both an affordable business location and an excellent quality of life. The city's economic development department is a one-stop source for moving your project through the development and approval process. And their goal is to make this process as smooth as possible and to provide the fastest turnaround times in the region. If you're considering potential locations for your operation, contact the Vineland Economic Development Team at 856-794-4100. That's 856-794-4100. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. It's been another Victory Monday edition of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's postseason time, baby. It's time to gear up for a familiar foe that started this season off in Brazil. Like I said, we're going from Sao Paulo to South Philly. I'm your boy KB. I'll catch you guys with Harrison and New Phillies pitcher Aaron Combs on Thursday. But until then, you can also catch me on Top Bins later this week. You can also catch me on Streamer Season at some point this week. And of course, the Outside the Box podcast should be an absolute doozy this week, as resident Packers fan, DJ and I get to talk about lacrosse, and who knows how much talking will be done, as it is absolute rivalry week. This has been episode number 705 of Underground Sports Philadelphia. I'm your boy KB. Let's go Birds. Happy Victory Monday, everybody. I'll catch you guys on the next one, but until then, I'm getting the heck up out of here, and I'm signing off. Peace, and go Birds.